Hi YouTube. I received a really interesting question about protecting our hair in the winter months. How do you protect your hair? What are some things you can do to prevent dryness and breakage as you go through the winter months in the brisk air, cold, and wind? And I came up with 10 tips, I guess you could say, that you can use to protect your hair in the winter. So, I'm here in Indiana. The cold is brutal. It's not as bad as Chicago or maybe even New York, but it's been record temperatures, record lows, 18 below with the wind chill. So it's been pretty cold here this winter. And I have been using all of these tips that I'm going to give you to protect my hair from breakage. Okay. Number one is eating healthy. What you put in your body is more important than what you put on your hair. So you want to make sure you stay hydrated. You want to make sure you get plenty of proteins, and you want to make sure you exercise. All of those things combined are going to add to the strength and the agility of your hair, so that when it is faced with situations where it might be pulled or it might be stretched, then it won't be so susceptible to breakage. So drink lots of water. The recommended amount of water for your body size, which is normally, It's half your body weight in ounces. So if you are 180 pounds, you should be drinking 90 ounces of water a day, I believe. Okay. Number two, don't mess with it. Leave it alone. Everyone knows that manipulation, it leads to breakage. So the less you manipulate your hair, the less likely you will be to inadvertently snap it, break it, split it. So leave it alone. Number three, shampoo less. If that's difficult for you, co-wash. When you use shampoos as opposed to a co-wash or a no-poo, you are stripping your hair of natural oils that we as African Americans already are in shortage of. So use less shampoo. Excuse me. Okay, number four, trim regularly. It is going to happen. Your hair is exposed. You're going to get split ends. But if you don't treat them, if you don't trim them away, then the problem will only worsen. So you want to make sure that you're trimming your hair more frequently in these winter months when you're more susceptible to breakage. Number five is a treat. Massage your scalp. You can take the pads of your fingers and you can massage your scalp in small circles. This is going to stimulate the blood flow in your scalp, and it's going to stimulate growth. You can use an oil when you do this, and my recommendation would be to start on the edges or the nape of your neck and work your way up. I use jojoba oil, and sometimes I'll use almond oil for this type of massage. So just give yourself a little treat about once a week and massage your scalp. Number six is deep condition more. If you're not deep conditioning on a regular basis, you are really missing the mark. Your hair needs this type of pampering, this type of treatment to rejuvenate the elasticity and the moisture in your hair, the humectants. So you definitely want to make sure that you are deep conditioning your hair on a regular basis. But be careful about deep conditioning, because if you're protein sensitive and you're using a deep condition that has protein, then that could create a whole nother problem. So do what's right for you, but deep conditioning on a more frequent basis in the winter months is going to be essential. Number seven, dry your hair completely before leaving. And I know that we're all guilty of this. We leave out with our hair still wet because we're so used to letting our hair air dry. But your hair is wet and it can freeze and it will break. So make sure that your hair is dried completely before you leave the house. And if you've been natural for a while like me, you probably have it down to a science. For example, I know based off of how wet my hair is, what time I need to style my hair the evening before in order for it to be dry when I wake up in the morning. And typically that's around 9 o'clock. So I know that if I am finished styling my hair by 9 o'clock and I let it air dry, when I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, it's likely that my hair will be dry. So know your hair and don't leave the house in the winter months with your hair still wet. Number 8, stay away from styling. And this is particularly about styling with heat. I know it's much easier in the winter months because you can't, or at least you shouldn't, leave the house with your hair wet. We're more likely to iron our hair out, to blow dry it, to put heat to it. And if it's in that weakened state and you leave out and you're in the cold, then your hair is even more vulnerable. So if you can at all, try to avoid styling with heat in the winter months as well. Number 9, those winter accessories. So we get so used to putting things on our hair to style it in the winter months, like beanies and scarves and things like that, because it's easy, it's quick, and it still looks very presentable. But you want to be careful with those winter accessories, especially if they're made out of cotton. My recommendation would be, if you're going to wear a scarf or a beanie, and this isn't just for the winter months, but any months, make sure you protect your hair by putting your bonnet, your satin bonnet or a satin scarf underneath it, and then the accessory on top, because cotton is still the enemy to those that wear their hair in the natural state. It's going to pull all of the natural oils out of it. Your coils are going to get caught in those fabrics and it's going to rip and snap. So protect your hair under those accessories. And number 10, the easiest and my favorite, rock a protective style. You can easily put your hair in some twists and then style the twist. Or you can put your hair in a bun. A bun is a protective style. The halos, where you flat twist your hair all the way around, that's a protective style. And it'll allow you to rock a hairstyle that you can wear for a few days where you won't be manipulating your hair. So these are my recommendations for the winter months. Ways that you can protect your hair, avoid breakage, and still look fly like you do. Now, don't forget to rate this video, to subscribe, to comment, and to share. And for more information about me, you can visit me online at www.simplymissie.com. You can follow me on Twitter at iamsimplymissie. I'm also iamsimplymissie on Pinterest. And Instagram, you can follow me at simplymissie. Talk to you soon.